In-chief of Russian Esquire magazine has been fined for promoting drug use in the media.
Esquire Online published an article that included information about a website that actually sells drugs. Primetime's Tabang Motse is here to tell us more. Tabby, what was the article about? My guess it was about drugs.
You will be correct in that. Well, I mean, it's such a... For a journalist reading this and thinking another journalist has been fined about writing about a story that is obviously quite a worldwide story. You know, a lot of countries are battling drug trafficking and so forth. But to bring it back to what this is about now, the editor-in-chief of Esquire was fined that 40,000 rubles because of the article that listed a few websites from America that do offer the service of buying drugs online. And basically a reader found this article, read it, complained to the governing body of the mass communication and information technology, and said that, you know, it contained information that was harmful to readers and that people can access it and they'll be able to access the drug websites. And so hence the case was brought forward and he was fined. In actual fact, they didn't fine him the maximum penalty, which was 50,000 rubles. So it was almost kind of like a slap in the hand, like, don't do that again, so we're just going to fine you 40,000. He, you know, since then he has said that it wasn't their intention to promote drugs on the website or in the magazine itself.
Yeah,
okay, so it sounds like that was the issue. Was he just writing about it or was he encouraging it? And
yes.
the small fine suggests where they've sided.
Exactly.
What was the reaction of Esquire?
Well, they've said that, you know, Dmitry Golubovsky, who's the editor-in-chief, actually came out and explained that it wasn't about inciting or, you know, advertising drugs and drug use. It was more kind of like, here's a website that facilitates people to buy illegal drugs online. What kind of a society are we living in if we allow this to happen? And I think his fault was that he mentioned these websites, which are based in America. Now, during my research, I did actually find out that a few American publications did write about this story or these websites that he mentioned, which we're not going to mention for obviously for legal reasons.
Yeah, we can't lose those 40,000.
Exactly. So in those articles from America, they were not punished for writing about the website. Instead, in their disclaimer at the end of the articles, they say if you have a problem with the content, you'll have every right to complain to the commission, you know, or report it to the police, and they will take it from there. And we will help in any way that we can to give the officials
all of the information
exactly. Which comes back now to the Esquire problem, which is what Dmitry was saying, that we were only reporting what is out there and to say it's out there. They have paid the fine, and he said that he is seeking legal counsel on this to see if he can perhaps maybe you know, have a conversation with the courts and the police to see.
To restore the balance a little bit, because what is journalism then? What are we allowed to say?
We are the fourth eye of the people. So if we can't even report on things that do affect us, even if they're that controversial, then what is the point?
Of course, especially if we're talking about Russia, where the problem with drug trafficking is massive. How bad is it? Tell us.
Well, at the moment, around 29,000 people annually are arrested over drug trafficking or illicit drug using. And 1% of that actually gets the maximum penalty of 20 years in jail. And around 50% of that kind of get away with a slap on the wrist and, you know, don't do that again. But earlier this year, actually, President Medvedev signed a law stating that from now on, there's going to be harsh punishment towards those people who do illicit or drug trafficking. So the maximum penalty now will be a maximum of life in prison. So we're waiting for that law to come in effect. In fact, in the next couple of weeks, towards the beginning of summer. So the maximum penalty now is 20 years in jail if you're found trafficking drugs of a maximum amount. We're going to increase that now to life imprisonment. So serious stuff that we're talking about here, and obviously there's reason why the governing, you know, body of mass communication was a little bit worried about such information being accessible to normal people.
Yeah, just a thought that occurred to me during the conversation, for what it's worth. If you were involved with one of those websites, what better way to promote your website than to get some journalists to write about it? So I can see another side to it, but yeah, it's complicated,
It's complicated. It's a very thin line between how much information should he have given out while talking about this website. Is it okay for us to say, there's a website that sells drugs, and not mention because the whole piece was he found people who utilize this website and the people who have this website. Just to make so everybody can be clear, the websites of these illegal drugs are not actually as accessible as you might think. There's the URLs are coded, and it takes the pros.
You have to be an insider.
You have to know. You have to know how to get it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people at home think. If you are watching it on YouTube, do let us know your thoughts.
Tabang, thanks so much. This is correspondent Tabang Motse bringing us this.